you're a fan of Gears of War on the PC, then oh boy do I feel sorry for you. Out of the blue, Microsoft just released Gears of War Ultimate Edition for the PC. The remastered, improved, expanded, well not expanded but improved in general version of the original game, which is still made on the Unreal 3 engine because they didn't want to mess with the physics and stuff, the behavior of the game. It took them several months to make this version, and they didn't do a good job of it. How not good a job? Well, it basically runs like crap on some AMD cards, namely the GCN 1.1 and 1.2 graphics cards. So, just about the newest ones. Now, this version of the game wasn't rushed, it wasn't launched on a whim, although they did release it out of the blue, like with no build up to it. Almost like they just gave up and decided, hey, let's put this thing out and see what happens. And if anything blows up, we'll blame it on the AMD drivers. Yeah, those dastardly AMD drivers causing global warming. But here's the funky part. If this is a DirectX 12 game, why is the driver so important? Because DirectX has, as its main selling point, the ability to allow the devs to code closer to the metal, meaning they can bypass a really bloated and decaying driver and get better performance out of the hardware. Okay, there's also the part that you can access more cores. Well, no. You can access the cores in a more parallel way than you could in DirectX 11, actually being able to use more of the CPU cores, or more exactly to use them at once. But that's kinda besides the point. I mean, sure, DirectX 12 was made with a large influence from AMD, the programming guide for DirectX 12 having parts that are literally taken out of the Mantle programming guide, but the main issue is that Microsoft, or more exactly the Coalition, the studio that made the game, didn't test in all those months Gears of War Ultimate Edition on Windows 10 with those AMD cards, and it's not some minor bug. It works on a high-end video card with less frames than I'd probably get on mine, and I'm running a GTX 750. They just didn't test the game on those cards. The Fury X, the Fury, the R9 Nano, the 380X, and the 380. Because it's not just the performance. The image is borked. It's foobarred. It won't render properly. And again, this is a game made or published by Microsoft, the company that is backing and basically making DirectX 12 and the Windows Store. And it wants to use this game to promote both of them, and also Windows 10. And yeah, that's promise that they're back with the PC gaming community. They want to support us again. They want things to be great with us. They want to hug us and kiss us and give us candy. As long as we get in that white van. What I mean to say is, for a company that keeps saying just about every new operating system release that they're going to support PC gaming, they have a really shifty way of doing it. Also, judging by the comments on the Windows Store, the game doesn't seem to be downloading for some people. It also seems to lack ultra-wide support and not be that well optimized, and oh yeah, still borderless window mode, which I'm fine with actually. I use that for most things, but some people may not enjoy it. And there's people praying to Lord Gaben for salvation, which probably won't come because Microsoft really wants to push Windows Store as the go-to place for games, which is basically what Valve feared a long time ago when they released Windows 8, and that's why they started working on SteamOS. Well, I guess it's time to kick that SteamOS development back into gear. A gear of war. Well, no, because that won't actually run on SteamOS because it's a Windows Universal Platform application thing that won't run on anything else. So, what's the moral of the story? Microsoft really needs to get its act together. It's the biggest software company on the planet, for God's sake. You can't manage the release of a single goddamn game? Really? That's just mediocre.